All right, everyone, welcome back to Rhythm and Roads. I'm your host, Joshua Jacob. We are celebrating the 2 year anniversary of Rhythm and Roads, and we have a very special guest. We have singer-songwriter Holly Lieba. She's actually from Las Vegas, Nevada, which I used to live out there. Love Vegas. Of course, who doesn't? But welcome, Holly.
Hey.
And then we actually want to get to know your story, but before we get there, I know that first I want to ask, how's things in Vegas?
Hot and
Yeah,
awful.
bad. Yeah.
It's every like walking outside is just like
Like, no, I
it
want to go
feels
back
like an
in.
oven. It's literally like just so dry. I think it gets better like when fall hits, but
Yeah.
it's deadly. But we're
It,
surviving.
yeah. I remember I went out there. I was like, oh no, I'm going back in.
Yeah, no, that's how it is. It's like, oh, fun idea going outside. Let's go back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
My mail can wait.
Yeah, anything can wait, honestly. It gets a little better when the sun sets, but even
Yeah.
then it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
No.
And then for those that love In and Out, I mean, we're gonna go get our milkshake, but as soon as we get it, slurp that.
Exactly. No,
Out
that's
right as
how
soon
it
as we
is
drive
with
away.
yeah, no, it's crazy,
Yeah.
but
Very
you know,
crazy.
it's a
Anyway.
desert. What do we expect?
What to expect. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, guys. Well, before we get into Holly's story, I just want to say that I came across her ad on Instagram and I liked her music. I think it's very unique of her voice and just the style. It has that soul feel kind of. I mean, I don't know if you've been told that, but it has that
Yeah.
soul, and I like that. And it's like, oh, that's different. So, and here we are, about to learn her story, her journey. So yeah, thank you again for your time for coming on to share your stories. We're gonna get into it with chapter one.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
No, yeah. So the start of your journey of being a singer-songwriter, if you'd like to go into the details of how you got started.
Yeah, well, actually, I started I when I was like 5 years old was when I first started. So I've been
Oh
doing this
wow. That's
like my whole life, I would say. My mom was really smart. She was like, "You're gonna try every single thing there is." So I was taking
yeah.
dance class and singing class and acting class. I was like doing, oh, I wasn't doing sports. She was smart. She was like, "No, we're not
No,
doing
no
that."
sports at all? Oh
No,
wow.
no, I was not good at that, unfortunately. But I was doing everything else. I guess like you could count dance as a sport, and I did do gymnastics, so like that was my activity
Yeah.
for the most part. And yeah, I just started performing. My first performance was when I was like 5, and I didn't get nervous at all, which was really helpful.
No, that's good.
Yeah, it's I don't know why I get more nervous now than I did when I was like maybe because I was so little. I was like, I don't care. But yeah, I was doing that and that kind of moved me into musical theater.
Okay.
And that was pretty much all of my childhood was just doing musical theater and doing
Wow.
shows. And I was really in love with Broadway and all that. And that was like most of my life as a little kid was just auditioning, doing the show, and I really loved it because I was able to travel so much in different states and find out what different states were like and meet new friends. The only downside was when I'd go back home, like all the friends I made, I didn't get to keep because I was going back to
Yeah.
Vegas. But I really wouldn't have had it any other way because it was really, really fun. And it got me prepared to be on stage and not get nervous. Like I was just so used to it that it was just second nature.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really cool. So that was that until COVID, when we couldn't do like theater at all anymore. And I was really bummed about that. I was like 12 when COVID happened. So
Hmm.
it was kind of at that point when my voice was changing and I was getting like, that pivotal moment, I guess, when you're 12, turning 13, you're going to be a teenager. Um, and so I kind of was like, okay, well, I can't do theater, but I can still sing, so I might just do that. Which is funny because I feel like I wasn't like singing wasn't my favorite. I preferred acting. I was always more of an actor.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I that was the thing I liked. But the
Yeah.
thing I really liked about music was the fact that you weren't auditioning for anything, so you were creating your own world. So therefore you didn't have to fit anyone's type or anyone's box. You could just create your own thing.
Wow.
And I got kind of not tired, but like drained of not fitting into the right look or the right vibe or the right part. after a while that can get kind of like, okay, I don't really want to do this.
Yeah.
But music was never that. I could just perform it and it was fine because it was what I created. And that was sort of like therapeutic for me because writing didn't come till I was like 16. So that came a lot later
Oh,
for me.
cool. Okay.
Yeah. And it was a weird thing because I've always been a writer, and I used to, when I did musical theater, I would write like musicals for everyone, and I used to have like everyone read it and everything. So I don't know how it came kind of like later, but I mean, I guess it didn't come later because I was still like a teen. But I started writing music, and it was sort of this really cool newfound therapeutic experience for me. And I had never been happier than I have writing music.
Wow. You feel
It's
more
crazy.
freedom with it.
Yeah, it's really funny that way because I thought like Broadway. I thought that was going to be my thing, and then acting, and I'm like, "Oh, maybe acting." And then I'm like, "Actually music. That's the one thing I can really have total control over." And you kind of say that people still you still have to listen to other people and they still kind of give you advice. But it was really cool to finally have my own little space and not have to feel discouraged by people telling you, no, you can't get this part, you know?
Yeah. Oh, of
But
course. Yeah. And I totally agree. And now that you're in control and you have your songwriting and your own style, it's like,
mhm.
yeah, I'm not worried about, oh, if they're going to like it or not. It's like, this is
Well,
me,
yeah.
who I
The thing
am.
is, not everyone is gonna like it.
I know.
There's
That's
nothing you can do.
right.
People will, and you'll find them, and that's what counts.
Yeah, and I want to ask you, well, we'll get into that later because I still want to know. I know there's more to chapter one. I was going to ask you
Yeah.
towards the end, just how do you deal with criticism or certain people that have, their own stuff to say about either your music or what, but because everyone has, right? I mean, something to say
Oh,
about
yeah.
certain,
Yeah.
but we'll get into that later. We'll start first where we're going. Um, so with that, I mean, did you feel like with acting, because you said it was something that you also were passionate about, like, well, why can't I do both? Why can't I act and do this and my music? Or did you just completely just
I
move away from acting and just focus on the music?
No, I still act. I just
Oh, you
found
do? Okay.
something, a little.
Okay.
But I just found something that made me so happy. It
Hmm.
was all I wanted to do.
Okay.
And I love acting, but it didn't quite do that for me the way music does.
I see.
Just there's something about it, and I went through a phase of not liking music. Like I don't know, I need to like make up my mind. But I went through a phase.
What?
I didn't like my voice, and I didn't like what was I was like 14, and I was like, I'm not going to do music. I'm just not. That's that. And my parents were kind of like, okay, great, all right, act then. And I was acting, and then writing is what made me fall back in love with music, honestly.
Your
And
own
now
right.
I love my voice. I love my writing. You know, you have to love yourself in order to like do
Oh, of
this
course.
kind
Yeah.
of thing, of course.
Yeah.
But it was really funny because I went through a phase of being like, no, I'm not singing, you know.
Wow.
But writing and actually getting to express that and then singing it on stage and people liking it, that made me like, oh my God, I love this. Why did I stop? I don't even know. I don't even know why.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Why
needed a
would you
year.
stop? Yeah. I was like, oh my
I
God, what else
I
can I
don't even
do?
know. Yeah, it's just I don't I keep on changing my mind, but truly, like I do know that music is my first love, and I still do act. And I think they kind of almost mix together in some ways because if you're going to write and you're going to do music, you need to have a bit of acting like in you. You need to be a little dramatic about the situation because usually it was never as extreme as you're making it, but I feel like you need that in you in order to write.
I totally agree. Yeah. And I interviewed an artist yesterday and she was saying that when it's really pertaining to your own story and your own lyrics and things that really like relate to your life, you really get more involved with it, as in you love it because it's like, hey, I know that this is purposeful. It's my own journey, my own story, but I'm also those that listen to it, they're gonna be like, dang, I can relate to that. Or
Mhm.
I know what she's talking about, or I know what he's talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it is you can write your own story of your own lyrics that others can be related, they can relate to. They're like, oh man.
I know
I
that's the
do that
weird
too.
thing when you write and they're like, that spoke to me. I'm like, really? It
Yeah.
did? Okay, cool. I'm like, thank God, because you never know. You never
I
really know how
know.
people are going to take it.
Yeah.
People would ask, like, oh, do you write? And I'm like, yes. And I'll know, like, the first time I actually sang my originals, I was like, I've never been more scared for anything in my
I
life.
bet.
It was really scary. I'm like, they could all hate it, but I like it. So, I mean, that's what matters. But it is definitely like a crazy thing when people are like, hey, I like that. I'm like, good, you know?
Yeah, well, I do want to get into your songs. So, I mean, we do have Close We Are and End of
Hmm.
Tomorrow.
Hmm.
Are those the only two singles you have
So far.
so far? Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah, I have
I
more
didn't know if
songs,
I
but
missed
those are the
anything
only two
else. I was like,
released.
what's that?
I have more songs, but those are the only two that are
That are
released.
released. Okay, because
Yeah,
I didn't know there was any other that I missed. But yeah, let's get into the song Close We Are. So what,
close we are.
sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah, Close We Are. Yeah, what's the story behind that?
Um, that one, it's funny, that one took me a really long time to write, and usually writing is very quick for me. Um, Basically, in short, or I guess in long, I can talk. This one's kind of just about not knowing how close I am to someone. I feel like in relationships or friendships or whatever, you don't always want to say the truth because you don't want to ruin the relationship.
Mhm. Wow.
Um, and
Very,
so there's this like fear of like, how close are we? What am I allowed to say to you?
wow.
I don't like what I mean, I see right through what you're doing, but I don't want to ruin it because I do like what we have going on. But at the same time, I have so much I want to say to you. And
Mm.
I also don't know how close we are to everything just ending. I don't know. I overthink a lot, which I think you have to
Oh,
if you're gonna write.
the same way.
Yeah, I think we all do. I mean, we're all
Yeah.
like sensitive and scared and like, oh my God, they hate me, and it's never that serious. But
Yeah.
in the moment, it does feel like like kind of scary. And
Yeah.
so I just wrote it basically about that, about not knowing how close I am to someone. And that's why it's called Close We Are. And I didn't know if I should title it that because I'm like, that doesn't make sense until you hear the song. But then ultimately I was like, no, that's a cool title. Just call it Close We Are. I don't know. I don't know how close we are. And I just started writing it in a grocery store. It was really funny. I always joke,
Grocery store.
yeah,
That's
I
cool.
never write at convenient times. I'm always like out doing something. And I'm like, what? Why? I don't know. It just happens, I guess.
So is this Close We Are based on maybe your experience with a relationship or you were feeling that or
It was based off of my experience with multiple people that I kind of formed into one.
2-1? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. But it's very true because I think I can definitely relate to that where you do question, right? Like when you're with someone and you just say like, well, what can I, if I want to voice this or share this, how open can I share this without it reacting in a way that it's gonna like could cause us to go a different direction when it shouldn't?
Yeah.
I should be able to communicate, right? I mean,
Yeah, communication's a lot harder than it sounds sometimes.
yeah.
And I feel like oftentimes too, the sad part of reality is that you think you're closer to people than you are, and some people think they're closer to you than they really are.
Right.
And
Right.
you kind of figure that out, like, oh, we're not as close as I thought I was. That's good.
Very
Okay.
true.
All
Yeah.
right. So it's just that kind of like sad reality of like, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know, you
Yeah.
know?
I agree. And I feel like I mean, I really feel up as of my experiences as of now, I'm learning to communicate, and I
Hmm.
think you should have the openness if you're with someone. It could be a friend, a good friend, it could be a significant other, or even family. Just you need to have boundaries and you need to also
Yeah.
share what's really on your mind. Because there's nothing shared, and you're holding things back, you're going to cause resentment, you're going to cause frustration. There's going to be things holding up that you're holding on to. And then I'm just saying, it could be from someone saying something to you and you took that wrong, but you didn't voice it. Not in the moment, maybe another opportunity of a time to address it.
Yeah.
People don't want to address it because you're like, well, I don't want to get them upset. What about they
Oh
think
my, yeah,
they think
that's
different?
so, yeah,
Or maybe this will go a different direction. I'll be like, why did I even say something? No, your voice matters. You matter. You do need to say something. And
exactly, yeah.
I'm not saying is make a huge big, deal about it where, no, just hey, look, you did mention this or you did say this. I didn't really take that, really well. Can we not say that? And the thing is, if there's no boundaries, how are they supposed to know?
Well, yeah, exactly. And then
No.
they'll get frustrated because they'll be like, you never said anything,
Exactly. And
you
if you
know?
don't say something, then that will hurt you in the long run because they're gonna be like, well, why didn't you say something before? Look, it's been 8 months and you're barely bringing it up, and then that looks more like you just kept dragging that on.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
So I just suggest from my experiences, find them opportunity at the right time to address something. Doesn't have to be right then and there just because you're like, oh, I'm heated up. I want to tell him or tell her. No, just say like, all right, right now, I'd rather not say something because maybe we're at a gathering or at the movies or something. But in the right time, either when we're driving home or the next day, bring it up.
Yeah.
Because if there's no boundary set on family, friends, or significant other, it will hurt in the long run. And that's how I believe part of the success of a relationship or friendships and all that, and especially with family, is by communicating,
Yeah. Very
So
important thing.
just get it straight out. And if they respect you and they admire you and they love you, they're gonna listen and they're gonna, okay, thank you for letting me know. And you move forward, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's some Dr. Phil for you.
I love it. Wise words
Yeah,
of
yeah,
wisdom.
TikTok. And I was like, no, but yeah. So great. I'm glad we said that about your song "Close We Are." That definitely made a lot of sense in that. That's really cool. Uh,
Thank you.
well, this one's kind of like I don't know. I mean, end of tomorrow. Like, whoa,
Yeah.
that's pretty
That one,
deep.
I know that one's polar opposite. I wrote that one like that. Like both closely are and end of tomorrow. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I wrote end of tomorrow so fast. It was like crazy. It was like one of the first songs I wrote it like 2 years ago.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
it was like one of the, when I was 16. So I was like one of the first songs I wrote. And I knew it was really funny. It was one of those songs where I was like, I want to write a song called End of Tomorrow. Like I had the title, and that doesn't usually happen, but I was like, that sounds cool. I want to try it. But yeah, no, that one's kind of just about realizing you can't really be with someone if they're hurting you. It's
Mhm.
about, it starts off with saying, go away, don't go away, go away, don't go away. And it's that feeling of like, I know you're not good for me, but I'm kind of scared for you to leave because I don't want to do it by myself. So sometimes, whether it's in a toxic relationship or it's a manipulative person where you feel like you can't really exist without them, you're
Mm.
kind of scared of leaving because you're like,
Oh,
if I leave, I have to like actually do the right thing. And honestly, sometimes it's easier to just sit in your little box and do what you know, even if it's not good for you. And I feel like that's a thing that a lot of people do, and it's normal, but it's not healthy. And so I want to write a song about it, about how scary it is to leave someone who you feel so tied to, but you know just isn't doing anything good for you.
right. Are you speaking out of your own experience, or you're just making what
A little, yeah. I mean, a little bit. Just from, I only write from what I know because I
Okay.
feel like I can't really write things that I don't understand. But yeah, it's funny though when I sing songs now that I felt so deeply in the moment, it doesn't really mean as much anymore because I'm like, well, I'm past it now. Like
Mm.
I've dealt with the experience, but I'm still singing about it. But yeah, I only write what I know.
That's good. No, I'm glad. And I'm glad that you're singing it when you're already past it because it'd become
Yeah.
heavy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. No, that would suck. But
No.
no, I usually it's funny. I usually actually I want to say I move on from things relatively fast, but in the moment it's very extreme. So I'm always like I'm writing about it and then a month later I'm like, well, I am over it, but I still have this song that I'm going to
Yeah.
sing and I'm going to
No,
explain it. Yeah.
that's
But
cool. Yeah.
yeah.
So well, thank you for sharing on that and the post we are and end of tomorrow.
Mhm.
But let's get into your new music that is on the way. So what's going on with the new projects?
I'm potentially releasing a new song in October,
Oh,
very
cool.
likely, called "The Addict Inside." All of them. I'm so sorry. They all sound so dark. I
Like,
swear, like
dang, that's a deep one too.
I am happy. I promise.
Oh, like, all right, cool.
I just in the moment whenever I write, I'm usually pretty sad, but I'm pretty excited about it. It should be fun. I like when Closer I was the first song I released, and I was like really like not scared, but I was a little nervous. And now I'm feeling a little more confident about it, which is really nice because don't want to be nervous every time I release something.
You shouldn't. And just be like,
Yeah.
all right, there you go.
Yeah. That's how I feel now. I'm like, I don't even, you know what? People are going to not like it and people are going to like it. And that's what I pay attention
That's
to is the people that like it because it's, everyone has their own little audience.
exactly. And very interesting that you brought that up because I did bring that up to I believe it was my brother, or I brought up to either my friend or because we're filmmakers, right? So he did say either my brother or my friend. He said, once you get your project out, it's you're gonna have a certain group that will criticize it and be like, you could have done this better, you could have done that, and this and that, and that's okay. You can, well, thank you for sharing that, and you learn, and it could be really helpful. Then you can think of like, then you have your own group of people that are gonna see it, and they're gonna be like, dang, that was great. I love the shots of this and this that you did. I love this and this. There's both sides,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. It's like in the end, hey, I'm happy with it. I love it. Yes, there will be times to learn from opportunities that I could have done probably better, maybe, or fix something. But in the end, it's out. It's done. Like that's it.
Yeah. That's
Move
the thing
forward.
about it is there's like you can get critique without letting it destroy you and
Yeah.
realize that might just not be their style, you know?
Exactly. Yes. And that's what I'm saying is like not everyone, there will be people that will love your style, and then there'll be some that'll
Mhm.
be like, it's not something I would
Yeah.
go to. You know, I'm
Yeah, and I feel like it's what you should probably not like strive for in a way because if everyone loves you, then well, if everyone likes you, no one loves you. I think that's a quote somewhere where it's like if everyone just thinks you're good, then no one's gonna really grab onto you,
exactly.
you know?
And then you appreciate those that are really the followers and the true fans that love your work.
Yeah,
They're keeping up
exactly.
with you, they're keeping up with you and they're wondering, hey, what's next for Holly? Like when's she coming out with an album, You're going on tour. Like, do you
Right?
have
Right?
merch? Do you have
One
any
day,
merch out?
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's some that are just like, oh, there's Holly. Yeah, I mean, I like her music, but then they don't
Yeah,
get too much into it because they're like, she's cool.
yeah,
But then there's some that are just
exactly.
like, no, I want to like meet you. Do you have a VIP meet and greet?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it just varies. And the thing is, there's in this world that we're living in, is there's so much going on where you just gotta just enjoy who you are, be who you are, and love what you do. We're not promised tomorrow. We just, hey, you're blessed with a talent, you're blessed with singing, you're blessed to write a song, you're blessed to even have a band to play the music when some others don't even have a band to do that.
oh,
You're blessed to
yeah,
play shows in Las Vegas, like at different venues or different places. It's like, man, like you're just like, man, I'm blessed. Like, why am I gonna let
exactly.
some? Yeah,
And I think that too because I'll like what I'll do a show or I have a band now. There was a time when I really wanted a band and I didn't think it was going to happen. And it's kind of important to realize, I have what I wanted at one point. Like
right.
remember that. And even
Yeah.
shows, there are certain shows I've done where I'm like, oh man, I really wanted that at one point. And now I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just doing that show. And it's
True,
really
exactly,
it's
right.
a cool thing. Like you get used to something that you really desperately wanted at one point.
Right.
It really is important to stay like
Yeah,
thankful.
that's right. And I think there's a quote or something I heard of something saying like, don't forget when God gives you what you ask for, to always remember that.
Yeah,
Because sometimes you were praying for that and now you have it, and don't lose sight of that because now that you have it.
yeah,
So I believe that. Like sometimes we get so caught up in, oh, I wish I had this, and then later on in life, God brings that, and all of a sudden you have it. Now you're just taking it for granted. And you're just like, oh well, what's next? What else do I have? What I want? Like, wait, you haven't
exactly.
even
We're
really
never
appreciated.
satisfied,
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
not satisfied with what you have right now. Like, enjoy that journey, and then God will open up the doors for something else. Until
Exactly. Yeah,
until you're satisfied with what you have now, He'll provide the rest. But if you're always dissatisfied, it's like, well, why am I going to bring this to you then if you're not happy with this?
exactly.
So,
It is, yeah, I mean, definitely like also just staying in the moment, which is something I do sometimes struggle with where I'm like thinking
same.
ahead and it's like, I think we all do, right?
Yeah, we all do. I do
It's so
too.
normal to be like, no, but I want to do this and I'm not here yet. And you compare to people who
Mm,
maybe do have it.
right.
But people are also looking at you, like you said, and thinking, oh, but she has this and she has, it's
Right.
never wherever you think you want to be, there's always going to be somebody else that has something that you want. It's just a never-ending cycle.
Yeah, it really is. And
Yeah.
that's a really good point. And yes, there are going to be people that will look at you, Holly, and be like, wow, she's living the dream. Like she has a
Which is crazy
band.
to me because
She,
I'm like,
has music out on app, Spotify. I don't have any music out of my own. You
yeah,
do. Hey, you're
yeah,
out and playing in front of people with a band, and I mean, I don't have that, but I would love to experience that
yeah.
because there will be others that have maybe like, like you said, more advanced where they're at in their career of music, and you're not there. Well, it's okay. Enjoy the moment of where you're at.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like I am for the most part. Like, of course, there's times when I'm like, oh, wait, but I want to do this. But I do feel really lucky that I am able to do what I love. Because not everyone can, And I have supportive parents that are like willing to help me out and they're just great. They come to the shows and it just feels really good?
I'm really glad you have parents that are like that.
Me too.
Because
Me
some
too.
parents can be very like, no, don't waste your time. And
Exactly. No, well, I mean, I would just say, hey, you put me in the singing lesson, you
well, that's
know?
true. Good point. You're like,
But
what?
no, they're
Yeah.
they're super supportive and super great, and just I love them.
Very cool. And so this new single coming out in October, do you plan on down the road like wanting to do an EP, maybe an album?
I would love to. I would love to. I haven't thought that far ahead yet, but people have asked, and I'm like, yeah, totally. I'm working on producing more stuff, so that's always the goal.
Oh, cool. I bet you already have a line of songs good
Yeah,
for even an album, right?
yeah, for sure.
That haven't been
Yeah.
released yet or in the process of creating.
Yeah, I'm lucky I get to perform them live first. I kind of want to see how it does sometimes with songs where I'm like, let's see. And if people like it, I'm like, okay, cool, let's produce this one, you
Okay.
know?
You just filled out the vibe, the energy.
Yeah, and I'll see what works too, where I'm like, okay, maybe this song doesn't work with the band. Maybe it's just me with my piano. It depends.
Oh,
Depends.
yeah,
I'm
it
like, okay,
depends. Yeah.
maybe we don't need that. It depends on the song. I love the band vibe personally,
Oh,
and
yeah. I
I
mean,
love like they're all great, and it just feels really exciting. But it really is nice to be able to like test out your music, and even though it's live, it still can be something you can learn from.
very cool. And I do want to ask you, like, from this point in your life, you've been doing this for how long? You said 3, 5
So I
years?
was 5. Oh, well,
Well, music wise,
singing.
like, yeah.
No, I've been doing this. I've been gigging for a year. I've been writing
Oh,
for 2 years.
okay. So two
Yeah.
years. Okay.
Yeah.
So for those that want to get started and they have you probably went through it. I've been through it with the podcast too and other things, filmmaking is the start, right? Of
Yeah.
just, man, if I start this, what are people gonna think?
Yeah.
I've never done songwriting before. Are they gonna make fun of me? Are they gonna be like, really? You think you should stop? How's my voice? Like I know you mentioned earlier in the interview that you were kind of questioning your voice, right?
Yeah.
But when did you get to that point of just like, you know what? I'm still going to do it. You know what? I know my voice is not the best because I'm still wrestling with it because I'm trying to figure it out, but I'm still going to do it. And so when was that point in your time where you just did it, regardless of your thoughts and the battle of insecurities and self-doubt?
I just couldn't stand not knowing. Like I just couldn't. I'm like, whatever. It's just life. Just do it. I'm someone I really can't stand not knowing what could happen.
Mm,
I'd rather see it not work out than never know.
there you go.
And so I think that ultimately you do kind of have to come to a place where you're doing it for yourself and not for other people,
Mm,
even though I'm still working on that. Like I still want people to like what I'm doing, but they will.
yeah,
If you find the right group of people, they will.
right.
So yeah, for me, I'm just someone I have to know. I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I don't care. I don't care what people think. And even though I went through a phase of not liking my voice, it did turn into like I now do like my voice. I
Yeah.
was able to work through that where I feel like also, I was 14, so I'm gonna be judgmental and it was COVID and I was like, oh, I hate the world. So I was also probably just
Well,
really
that's true.
dramatic.
Yeah.
I was probably just, But I think it's just so important to just do what you love no matter what.
No matter what.
That's no
Yeah,
matter what, people you can't listen to what they say, you know? And I'm lucky that I have great friends that are supportive, and
awesome.
I haven't dealt with any kind of really crazy backlash where I'm like, "Oh my God, I can't do this anymore." It's just been like little stuff where I've been really hard on myself, but yeah, I just think go for it.
Go
I
for it.
can't stand not knowing. I gotta know. I gotta know what's gonna happen, you know?
No, yeah, and then I like that you said that because we do get to the point of like, if I don't ever do this, what would it's kind of like a big wall, right? So you're on this side and here's the wall, but on the other side of this wall is the what will it be, right? So
Exactly.
we're
Yeah.
always on here looking at the wall, going, well, we're questioning this. Can I go on the other side? What's on the other side? What's going to happen? What's going to But if you just go right over and start and see what life and God's going to do, and even if it works, great. If it doesn't, it's a learning experience. You're not
Well,
a
yeah, at least you know, you
right. You're
know,
not
and
a failure. Yeah.
that's how I felt about songwriting because you know, you start off writing and you immediately think it's a joke. You're like, this isn't serious though, you know, like this is just a
Right.
joke. It's a hobby, you know, but it's like, but what if it's not? What's really going to stop me from writing? And I've
Right.
said this before. I'm like, nothing is going to can stop you from doing anything. You can really do anything you want.
Right.
So I'm like, I could just write. Who cares? And it gets better. You know, after a while, you keep writing, you're gonna get better. That's how it
Right.
is for everything.
Of course.
So there really is nothing stopping you other than yourself,
That's
which,
right. We
you
can
know.
be our own worst critic.
Oh, and I definitely am. So you know, I definitely know like you got to just keep doing it, you know?
No, I totally agree. And that's the thing too, from what I've heard from filmmakers, from musicians, is when you start, it's gonna be awkward. It's gonna be kind of,
Yes.
what am I doing? This seems kind of out of place. I don't know this is right. But the thing is, just keep doing it. Just keep moving forward. Try to figure things out, find a way. And then once it happens, you're gonna be like, there it is. There it is. That's what I want. That's the song. There's the lyrics. And it just falls into place. It's not a dead end street where there's nowhere to it. It's just gonna feel weird because you're in the awkward stage. You're figuring this out.
Yeah, I mean, I
That's
have a
cool.
billion demos of even songs I finished where there's so many different versions of them. And I recently played, like, I finished a song and I recently played, like, there's so many versions of it. I'm like, it's funny, you go through all these different
Right?
awkward stages to get
Yeah,
to what was right.
that's right. And that's how it is with a lot of things.
Yeah.
You do have to go through that. That's how you build yourself and grow and learn about you is by going through that. You can't just start and think everything's just flowing perfect from the day you start.
Unfortunately.
I know, we
Unfortunately.
wish. Yeah, we wish it was.
I wish, you know, but
Yeah. But
yeah.
yeah, so I love the fact that you did that. You just experimented, you went through it, you went through the pros and cons of stuff, and you're just like, okay, well, what about, let's fix this.
Yeah, and I feel like it was nice because when I came back to singing, I did covers first,
Oh,
and
okay.
it was kind of at a heavy. It's called Taverna Costera, actually. I feel like they were very supportive of like me, like performing my original music live, and I was singing covers, and one of the guys there came up to me and he was like, "Do you have originals?" And I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "You need to sing your originals." And I was like,
Wow.
"Okay." So that's kind of I was like, okay, if he's telling me to do that, he obviously thinks my voice is good or something, you know?
Right.
So then when I was able to do that, I did it with just a guitarist. I did that for a bit, then I got a band. So I was lucky too that it wasn't all just like, I got my band, I got my original music, let's go, you know?
Yeah.
It
Right.
was slow and steady, and you know, kind of am working my way
That's
through it,
good.
you
Yeah.
know?
I'm glad it started like that, very natural, very
Yeah.
organic, where it just flowed.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have even done it if they hadn't asked.
Oh,
That was,
really?
for me, my original music was something for me. Like I wasn't writing that thinking I was going to perform it, which is funny because when I'll sing it live, I'll be like, ooh, I didn't give myself any time to breathe. I didn't give myself any time to like take a second.
Yeah.
I'm learning that now when I write, and it's funny writing knowing I'm probably going to perform it
Mm.
because the stuff that I've released recently, I just wrote that for me.
Mm.
So it is kind of funny learning, like, okay, let's breathe here, let's breathe here. You know, you learn that a
Yeah.
little bit.
Well said. Yeah, I totally agree. Well, before we end this interview, I just want to say it's such a pleasure to have you on. Um,
Yeah, thanks for
y-
having me.
so when's your next show? I know you have some shows coming up.
My next show is at Ferguson's September 6th.
September 6th. Okay.
Yeah,
And after
yeah.
that, do you have anything lined up or?
I have one at Taverna, actually. I forget the date. And I'm just working to get more, hopefully to fill up September. Um, the summer's always busier. I feel like there's a lot more stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I'm always looking to get more. So yeah.
Well, that's cool. I'm happy that you have some shows lined up. Now, for the viewers to get to know you just a little bit, but which artist has really influenced you as a musician, as a singer?
A few, I'll name like a few. The Beatles were the ones that got me into loving music.
Wow,
I'm
the Beatles. Okay. Very-
obsessed with them. I'm seeing Paul McCartney actually in
Oh, you
October, and I
are. Okay.
will be bawling my eyes out. Um, and Matchbox 20 was the band that made me want to write. I saw them
Oh,
in concert, and I'm a huge Rob Thomas fan, and I was like, he's so incredible. I want to be that, except in a
that's so
girl. Like
cool.
I want to be him. But so I was just like, oh my God, I love their music, and I think that their writing's actually really underrated. And so they kind of inspired me to write. And yeah, I'm a huge Fiona Apple fan, and I'm a huge Paramore fan. Like I love
Oh,
Paramore.
very-
And those artists kind of like paved the way a little bit, like to inspire me. But
Yeah,
yeah.
no, very cool. Yeah, great choices. Hey, that's awesome. We're gonna go see Paul McCartney.
I know. I'm so excited
That's
about
the
it.
Allegiant Stadium, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm like gonna cry. I know it. I love him. So I'm really excited.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I'm glad you had the opportunity to go see him. When is it in October? November?
October 3rd, I think.
Oh, third.
I think one of those early October.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was a birthday surprise.
Oh, was it? Oh, very
Yeah, I
cool.
just turned 18 in July and I got surprised by Paul McCartney tickets and it was
Oh,
beautiful.
what a great 18th birthday.
Right,
Jeez.
right. Go parents, right? I was like, no way.
Dang. And your
I'm
parents are
really
going
excited.
too, or?
Yes, yes, it's gonna be a family thing.
Oh,
We also were like, we gotta go. He's an icon. We gotta
oh,
go,
yeah, of
you know.
course. And who knows, this might be his last tour, or you never know.
Don't say
Well,
that.
I'm not
Don't say that.
saying, I'm just saying you just never know, right? I mean,
You never know. Yeah,
a
you
lot of
never
these
know.
legends, they go on tour, and all of a sudden you're like, wait, that's it? They stopped and they stopped.
Exactly, right? I got like I saw Ringo already, so
Oh, you did? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
no big deal or anything. It
Yeah.
was the best moment of my life. But yeah, I got to see him and I
Oh,
did cry. So I'm excited.
that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, second question, movies. Which films have really inspired you or just be like, oh, I love these films? Because I know you act as well. So,
Okay, this is gonna sound crazy, but one of my favorite, I love Dog Day Afternoon by with Al Pacino. I don't know if you've heard of that
I don't
movie.
think I have, no?
It's the best movie. It's so funny.
Really?
It's so good. It's not, you need to see it. It's one of my favorite movies, actually. But I also really love this movie called About Time as well.
That sounds
I
familiar.
just, I don't know if you've heard of that one either,
I've
but
heard of that one, yeah.
yeah, I love that movie. And I really love Tangled.
Oh, of course, yeah.
She's
Tangled,
my
yeah.
favorite. She's my girl. Yeah, I don't know if those inspired me, but I'm just obsessed with all three of those movies. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tangled definitely is a funny one.
Tangled, she's just perfect, and that's all I have to say about that.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Well, thank you for sharing your interest on that. See, we got to know you a little side on that. So, wow, what a great treat for you to go see Paul McCartney and
I know. Oh, I'm going to talk about it for the rest of my life.
yeah,
I'm
I
going
would
to
hope
introduce
so.
myself.
Buy as
Yeah.
buy as much merch as you can at the merch.
Oh, yes. Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Holly, for coming on Rhythm and Roads. Such a pleasure
Thank
to
you
have
so
you on. And
much.
yeah, and I'm glad that you are out there doing what you love. And you're only 18, so this is just the start. I mean, you
Yeah.
have so much ahead of you to, record and do more and even possibly tour. Like, come on.
Oh, that would be the dream. Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah. And just don't give up. Just keep on the narrow path, focus and the vision and you'll do great. So
Thank you so much.
yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching Rhythm and Roads. If you'd like to come on and share your story, just follow me on Rhythm and Roads Official. That's on Instagram. But before we go, I do want to ask, how do they find you, Holly?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we forgot that part. Like,
I
oh man.
know, right? Like
Oh,
crazy.
sorry. Oh, jeez.
My name is Holly Lieba, Holly like Christmas, Lieba. You can find me on Instagram there, and if you want to check out my music, it's the same name on Spotify.
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
Is it also on Apple or no, or just Spotify?
Yes, it's on everything.
It
I don't
is.
know why I just said Spotify. I
Oh, okay.
excluded all the rest. Rude. All of them. Yeah.
Okay. And then your videos and stuff is on your Instagram
All
too.
of it's on my Instagram. Yeah.
Um, Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet. All right, guys. Well, yeah, if you would like to keep up on the artists as well, I would love for you to follow the YouTube channel, Rhythm and Roads Podcast with Joshua Jacob, and then Instagram, Rhythm and Roads Official. So thank you again, Holly.
Thank
Such a
you.
pleasure to have you on during the 2 year anniversary of the Rhythm and Roads. So
Yes.
have
Thank
a
you
great
so much.
one. All righty.